Do you taste that? Tastes like victory. Aston Villa 2, Feyenoord nil. And hey, it could have played out a lot different, but at the end of the, but not to say the stereotypical footballer thing, but at the end of the day, we were the team on top. So that is 3 wins in a week, 6 goals scored, 3 in a row for McGinn. Oh, and that was one of the points I was going to make later. Oops. Yeah. Um, I don't even know that. I don't even know that I'd say it was a tale of two halves because I mean they still had us. I would say early in the second, but let's go a little bit more chronological. Um, So the starting lineup, I thought it was strong, but the bench from an attacking point of view was not the strongest. We had like Elliott and Mullen on the bench for like senior experienced attackers. A lot of youth players on the bench, which it makes sense because there's no Sancho. I guess he's feeling unwell. Not sure what's going on there. Tielemans, Onana, and Barkley and Garcia are all out. I Elliot not starting. I think says he's going to start against Burnley because I think he's going to be our lock picker. Sorry, my hair is bothering me. Um, I will talk more about that in my pre-match. Probably I'm going to make that tomorrow. But yeah, strong lineup, not the strongest bench. Martinez was a late scratch, which is never good. But Martinez does that sometimes. And we'll get more information, obviously, post match on what happened with Martinez. Hopefully, he'll be available against Burnley, although let's not jump ahead to Burnley. I'm going to make a whole video about that. Um, but he does that a lot. And not so much the late scratch for the starting lineup, but he'll come off at halftime. Um, but the nice thing is, I am not nearly as nervous when that happens with Bizot on the bench as I was when Olsen was on the bench. Whenever it was Olsen, I was like, oh no, what's going to happen? And you could tell with how the players played that they kind of felt the same way. They would never obviously say that, but it was obvious. Um, Aston Villa Foundation sponsor. Always love to see it. I'm not exactly sure if that's gambling law thing with, or sponsorship rules regarding gambling sponsors in the Netherlands, but uh, always love to see it. And yeah, we brought it back to the city of our finest hour where we won the European Cup, or the modern, well, is now called the Champions League, 1-0, where we beat Bayern Munich. Got another positive result, so love to see it. We also beat one of our stronger opponents and an opponent that was in very good form. They hadn't lost at home. I think they'd only conceded 1 goal all season and none at home. So hey, we got the job done. I'm very pleased. Now let's get into the actual game. 15 minutes VAR for the denial of a goal scoring opportunity. For me, I didn't think it was a red card personally. I thought it was the ball was going away from goal. So while Watkins may have got, I don't know, it wasn't an obvious denial. Like, I was fine with the yellow card. I did see another Villa fan say, like, oh, that was obvious denial of a goal scoring opportunity. And for me, it wasn't. Um, Rogers is still not entirely looking like himself, but there are signs where he'll like take the ball in his stride or take like a nice little touch and do a nice little turn, and his running is not the problem, it's that passing. I haven't looked at any of his stats, like the game literally just ended, but there are signs he's getting back to his best. I'm not sure that Burnley's going to be the best chance because I think they're going to park the bus. Again, stop talking about that, Liam. We're going to make a whole video about that tomorrow. But Emery's playing him through this tough time. Partially, I think, because we need him to. We just, we don't have that same depth. And, it's he's still young. Is it the worst thing to say, like, hey, I know you're not in your best form, but I still trust you? I don't know. But I think we're going to turn the corner soon. I'm not sure if he's going to get an England call up. I don't even know. England lineup, or England, their roster must be coming out tomorrow. Pau is still defending very well. Kansa, very well. Very good defending. At least one or two blocks, a couple of clearances, and at least three adventurous runs. So he was very good. I thought the whole back line was pretty good. Clean sheet, two clean sheets in the Europa League. So and only one goal conceded in the last three games. We don't really have a whole lot to complain about in this week. Um, oh, and Feyenoord had the ball cross the line. It wasn't in the back of the net. Bizot clawed it back, but it did clearly cross the line. I thought that was a very soft foul. I think in the Premier League that's given. So I understand if Feyenoord fans feel hard done by that because again in the Prem I think that stands. Um, Buendia continues to say, I still have a role to play in this team. And again, that's been something I've been saying since the summer. It was a really nice goal, just right out of the keeper's reach, used kind of his own defender against him, so really clever. McGinn, three goals in three games, and Malin had a really good run. All the Feyenoord defenders just kind of converged on him, he and he went down, and it looked like it was quite painful. But McGinn got the ball and got the second goal. So yeah, there are of course still issues. We're not. I mean, because like I said, I mean Feyenoord had us for a lot of the game, but their finishing I don't think was very good. I mean, and we caught them offside a few times. So still concerning signs, but the results are at least starting to turn. So hopefully the players will get some confidence. And yeah, considering the start of the season, I'm happy. International break coming up. I know that a lot of our players have been called up or will be called up. Luca Dean got called up for France. I haven't seen a whole lot of the other ones of the rosters, but I would prefer a lot of our players not get called up just so we can, keep working on things as a group. But I understand. You get called up to play for your country, you have to take it. So those are my thoughts on Aston Villa 2, Feyenoord nil. I will, as I've said a couple of times, make a pre-match for Burnley this weekend, and I'm going to try and get that done tomorrow. I'm going to get that done tomorrow. Those are my thoughts, and thanks for watching, and up the Villa.